the complex landscape of illegal electronic visa authorization for Somali passports. The movement of people across international borders is intrinsically linked to the concept of state sovereignty and security. For decades, Somalia, characterized by protracted conflict and weak central governance, has presented unique challenges to global immigration and security systems. This environment has inadvertently fostered a complex and often perilous situation surrounding the acquisition of travel documents and, specifically, electronic visa authorizations. While official channels exist for Somalis seeking legitimate entry into foreign nations, the phenomenon of illegal electronic visa authorization, often facilitated by corrupt actors or sophisticated criminal networks, represents a significant international concern touching upon issues of national security, human rights, and systemic integrity. The fundamental premise of modern border control relies on the authenticity and verification of travel documents, including the Electronic Travel Authorization, or e-visa, which serves as a preliminary clearance for entry. For Somali passport holders, this process is often complicated by international perceptions of risk associated with identity verification. Many countries maintain stringent vetting procedures or, in some cases, outright visa restrictions for Somali nationals due to historical concerns regarding terrorism financing, undocumented migration, and organized crime. It is precisely this heightened scrutiny that creates the demand for illicit alternatives. Illegal electronic visa authorization typically involves bypassing established digital security protocols. This can manifest in several ways. One common scenario involves the use of fraudulent supporting documentation, such as fabricated employment letters, bank statements, or invitations, submitted through compromised or fraudulent online visa portals. In other, more sophisticated instances, criminals may exploit vulnerabilities within the visa processing systems of smaller or less technologically advanced countries that have agreements with larger blocs. These illicit operators, often based internationally, charge exorbitant fees to generate counterfeit electronic approvals that appear legitimate when scanned or checked by low-level immigration officers at ports of entry. The ease with which these illegal authorizations can be manufactured is directly linked to technological advances and the digital divide. While major economies invest heavily in biometric data and real-time cross-referencing databases, many nations rely on less robust digital infrastructures. Criminal syndicates target these weaker links, leveraging compromised personal data, stolen or bought on the dark web, of genuine Somali citizens, or sometimes fabricating entire digital identities to secure temporary travel clearance. The goal is often not permanent immigration but short-term access to facilitate further illegal activities, such as human smuggling networks, or to use the transit country as a stepping stone toward a more desirable destination. The consequences of this illegal activity are multifaceted. For the destination countries, the primary concern is security. An illegally obtained e-visa bypasses critical security checks, potentially allowing individuals with malicious intent to enter sensitive territories. This places immediate pressure on border security agencies, who must employ rapid, often imperfect, manual verification processes to identify forged digital stamps or endorsements, leading to long delays and increased operational costs. Furthermore, the trade in illegal visas fuels human trafficking and exploitation. Victims are often sold these fraudulent documents under false pretenses, believing they are purchasing a legitimate path to opportunity, only to be exploited upon arrival or detained as undocumented migrants. These networks thrive on desperation. For Somalis seeking to escape poverty, political instability, or violence, the high cost and perceived unattainability of a legal visa can make the illegal route, despite its risks, seem like the only viable option. This dynamic essentially weaponizes the legitimate desire for mobility against vulnerable populations. The international community has attempted to address these issues through collaborative efforts, such as enhanced information sharing between Interpol and national immigration departments. Furthermore, countries issuing e-visas are increasingly mandated to adopt higher security standards, including mandatory two-factor authentication or integration with international watch lists. Somalia itself, with international assistance, has been working to reform its national passport issuance system to ensure that official travel documents are tamper-proof and digitally verifiable, thereby reducing the pool of documents available for illicit reuse or forgery. However, the adaptation of security measures is a continuous game of cat and mouse. As digital barriers improve, criminal ingenuity shifts focus, perhaps exploiting loopholes in bilateral agreements or targeting outdated visa databases. The core challenge remains the lack of comprehensive, real-time digital identity management that spans international borders effectively, particularly for nationals originating from conflict zones where official records are scarce or unreliable. In conclusion, the issue of illegal electronic visa authorization for Somali passports is a symptom of deeper geopolitical and security challenges. It highlights the vulnerabilities inherent in globally interconnected, yet digitally fragmented travel systems. While legitimate pathways for travel are essential for economic recovery and personal freedom, the criminal exploitation of e-visa mechanisms poses tangible threats to global security and perpetuates cycles of exploitation. Addressing this phenomenon requires not only stricter enforcement at destination borders, but also sustained international investment in secure digital identification infrastructure and robust support for stable governance in originating regions like Somalia, ensuring that genuine travel authorization becomes accessible and secure for all citizens who qualify.